there's a video of me confronting him at a town hall, and I bring up these same statistics. I call him out. I said, you sold Joe Biden to us. You said Joe knows Joe. We know Joe, and Joe knows us. Since Joe Biden's been in office, he signed 80 executive orders for the LGBTQ, for Asian Americans, for Native Americans, even for people who are not Americans. They are not American citizens. He's done things to make dealing with people who are in the country illegally more humane. Okay, but he said on his commencement speech that the Black American community has always been there. We had always had his back, and he said he was going to have ours. So far, all he's done was shove a longer sword in our backs. Remember, a lot of people held our noses voting for him. I didn't, but a lot of my people did because they felt he was the safe choice. They knew he was the apprentice of a segregationist. They knew about him writing the 1994 bill that Clyburn signed that literally locked up an entire generation of young Black men, but they gave him a chance. And right now, via executive order, Joe Biden can bring back the Freedmen's Bureau to serve as a branch of the government to protect Black Americans who are the descendants of those who were enslaved by the American government. And he will not, and Clyburn does not push him to do so. If my constituents knew that, they will see this man does not have their back, and they will not be fooled by his lies and propaganda. So donations, please.
I got to tell you, Marcel, we will absolutely be donating as part of Generational Change. A number of people in the audience will be doing that as well. I would not hesitate, even for a second, to post pictures of Clyburn's endorsement of a president who has many times in the past wrapped his arms around the most powerful segregationist in the history of our country. A man who represented South Carolina for 60 years. The most vile, disgusting, modern-day colonist, if you will. Because this man who did everything in his power to destroy the Black communities, and he fathered a Black child.
Yes, and may I say something real quick? One, Strom Thurmond, who's notorious, my father, my mother's side, goes back to the mid-1700s, South Carolina. People talk about the filibuster, right? Strom Thurmond has the record of doing the longest filibuster, I don't know, it's for over a day, just to make sure that there was legislation passed to disenfranchise Black Americans. He passed legislation that has literally put people in my family in poverty from which we have never climbed out of. And that's the man that Joe Biden wrote a letter to work with to help keep Black children from going to his children's school. So I get a little sick and tired of people, us who are Democrats, because I'm running as a Democrat. I get a little sick and tired of us making it seem like the only anti-Black people have an R by their name, when we have just as many anti-Black people with a D by their name. Okay, the Dixiecrats came.
You've got people not just with a D next to their name, but you've got people that are Black that are still not that are working against the Black community.
I'm actually talking about. I'm running against one, so I know exactly.
The Congressional Black Caucus is shameful to me.
Not to you. Let me tell you about that. Actually, yes.
But like when they endorsed Elliot Engel over Jamal Bowman, and I'm like, okay, how is this the Congressional Black Caucus? Like, what in the world is that?
It's not just that. It's when you have them. When they did a survey. And they asked Black Americans which policy is most important to you: voting rights, infrastructure, climate change, reparations. Reparation won overwhelmingly by 60% on their website.
Yes.
What have they done? Nothing in regards to reparation. And when you ask them about that, they say, well, we have HR 40. HR 40 is simply a bill that was introduced in the 1980s. The Democrats have had control over the House, the Senate, and the presidency during the 90s, during the Clinton era, and during the Obama era. And they sat there and let H.R. 40 collect dust. Not only have they let it collect dust, they have not taken any action to make it an actual stronger bill, making it specific to Black Americans whose ancestors were enslaved here in America.
I don't think of HR 40 as that's to investigate reparations. They're going to look into that. They need to do a study on that because they haven't quite figured it out yet. That's all that is.
And my thing is this: the studies are there. It's all been done. Even the way to get it paid has been done. They can ask me. I can do it all for them.
I know. It's like
what I'm saying. HR 40
money,
is something that the Congressional Black Caucus uses whenever we confront them about their failure to stand up for Black Americans who are the non-immigrants. We are the native-born Black Americans. They'll say HR 40, but they barely even do that. But right now on their website, they say they are here to stand up for a number of Black Americans that's far lower than our population. And they say Asian Americans, Hispanics. And here's my issue with that. If you come to my restaurant and I have a seafood restaurant, I'm going to feed you seafood. If you come to my restaurant and I say I'm a seafood restaurant and I'm serving you pizza and I'm serving you chicken wings and I'm serving you everything but seafood, that's a problem. The Congressional Black Caucus job is to deal with the Black Americans. When you go to the Hispanic Caucus websites, that's all they talk about are people of Hispanic ethnicity. When you go to Asian Americans, Pacific Islanders commissions, that's all they talk about are the issues of Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders. The Congressional Black Caucus and Black candidates, because I'm Black here and I'm the one who can definitely say about what is done and not done. Black candidates are the only candidates who act ashamed to actually do something for people who look like them, or in the case of Black Americans, freedmen, people of their own lineage. Every other congressional representative, Tammy Duckworth, and I forgot her first name, but Hirono, the lady senator from Hawaii, when Asian Americans were under attack during those spate of anti-Asian hate crimes, they stood their ground. They said to Joe Biden and all of Congress, not a single piece of legislation will get by us until y'all do something about our people being attacked. When the Hispanic caucus apparently saw that the movie cinemas were not having enough people of Hispanic ethnicity, which, by the way, there's something I can say about that. When the Hispanics say Hispanics, they're not talking about Hispanics look like me. They're talking about Hispanics usually look like Pamela Anderson, because they need to deal with the Hispanic. I'm calling Hispanics out too about their anti-Blackness that happens in their community, because I see the way Afro-Latinos are treated.
We have to. I mean, I'd love to talk to you. I could talk to you for a while, but we have to wrap because we have somebody else coming on.
Marcel, will you come back again? We would love
to. I really want to talk with you about the whole Gullah thing, because when I was in Charleston, I loved that so much, and I'm fascinated by it. And I have palm frond flowers that I got from the ladies at the market, and I thought it was fascinating. So
it's sweetgrass.
It's awesome. We'd love to have you back. We'd love to have you back again.
There is something to be said. You know, a lot of times people run for office, and that takes a lot of courage to begin with. But there is also something to be said when you are somebody who is running for office who has an it factor. You have an it factor. You have an ability to capture people's imagination. And that is a lot of what politics is about, making people believe. You have made us believers. I hope everybody who has been watching tonight
guys, show some love to Marcel.
Friend of the show, Sam from Reset Race is here. She says, so happy to see Marcel on. Yeah. So needless to say, you have two very big supporters here. And we're going to do what we can to help you, because if there is ever going to be an opportunity to help the communities that so desperately need it, it's going to come by challenging the people in positions of power that could actually do something and are not doing anything.
They're doing nothing.
They're doing less than nothing. They're actually, as you have said, based on statistics, have actually made it worse. So guys, MarcelForCongress.com. Also, MarcelForCongress.com/donate. If you could chip in whatever you can.
Yeah, guys, put them on the monthly rotation.
Phone banking, text banking. And if you happen to be in the South, if you have an opportunity to get out to the 6th District and can canvass, knock on doors, obviously, Marcel could definitely use your help. Marcel Dixon, thank you for coming on this evening.
Thank you all for having me. Take care.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, Please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.